and welcome back to Concert Critiques in Cars with Emily. So this one I'm super excited about, especially because the last show that I did was a bigger venue, totally sold out show, bigger band, and this one was a smaller band, smaller person, and totally sold out show, smaller venue. So I just loved the difference, but the similarities at the same time. So anyway, we'll get into it. Today's concert was Kennyhoopla at Black Cat. I have not been to the Black Cat in a very long time, so it was nice to go back there as well. So there were two openers, so let's start with the fact that, so for this tour, Kennyhoopla decided to make it a point to use local artists for each individual city. And so it's a pretty cool idea. I think that the styles of the artists 100% matched Kennyhoopla, and that's super exciting to know that there are multiple bands in this area that have that same general vibe. So I really enjoyed both the openers, but again, we'll get into it. So the first opener was The Missing Piece, P-E-A-C-E. And so I really loved the screaming part in their first song. They had a really good contrast between the slower part and they had a screaming part. I loved the lyrics. Loved it as a first song, thought it was fantastic, really grabbed me right from the get-go. So I really liked that song. I thought it was really good. Unfortunately, the next song wasn't a huge fan of the instrumentals, but they totally made up for it because the guitarist was jumping off of a chair with his guitar, the lead singer did a standing up backflip. So that was pretty incredible. So that was really cool. Then they played an unreleased song. It was interesting that a slower start in terms of it was okay. So when I mean slower, I don't mean lighter. It was still a very heavy song, but it definitely had a slower pace. And so I really liked it. I thought it was cool, especially because, by the end, it definitely had a cool build-up, right at the end of the bridge, so I really liked that. The next song had a much faster pace to begin with. The guitarist there were two guitarists. So the one guitarist was the guy who also did the screaming lyrics. And so that guy, the guitarist / screamer, took his shirt off. I didn't love some of the lyrics. They were a little bit too geared towards something that I tend not to love listening to music about. But it was a fun song, and it was only one or two lines that I was wait, is that what they're saying? And then I was I'm not gonna say anything about it in my video. I'm pretty sure that's what they're saying, so I will for sure listen to them because I like them in general. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that few lyrics I was eh. But then for the last song, the singer was jumping around the stage during the instrumental intro, which I don't know how he then went to go sing, because that's exhausting. But I really loved, there was this instrumental transition in the middle. Loved it, thought it was really great. Overall, awesome band, definitely gonna check them out. So that was The Missing Piece, P-E-A-C-E. The next was the Breezy Supreme. So I checked out both bands beforehand. So the lead singer came out with this huge wig, really high energy song, loved the chorus, loved the dual vocals towards the end. Again, dual vocals, great choices, everybody, really loved it. So that was really awesome. Then the one singer did crazy dancing, to a point where he was on the floor dancing. So that was pretty insane. Okay, so I really tried to look. I was third row, so I wasn't that far from the stage. And I could not tell if somebody was singing or if they had a recording, because it was a collaboration with another artist. Because almost everyone in the band sang, right? There was a guitarist on the audience's right side of the stage that definitely sang a lot, and he actually he screams later. And then the guitarist and bassist or bassist on the left definitely sang as well. And I feel like the drummer also sang parts of it, but I really genuinely couldn't see. So I didn't love that part, like that, I'm gonna say recorded part, because I don't know if someone was singing it live or not. But I really liked what the lead singer of the band sang. I really did like that part. Then after that, they called out Buddy, and they were like, Buddy, Buddy, and the whole crowd started cheering. And so she came out on stage and they played Hopeless Romantic. Loved the dual singing, loved, like really just loved her voice. I thought that it was really good song. Glad that they actually pulled her out on stage and that she like was there with them. And again, a local band, so I guess that makes sense that she was able to be there instead of having it be a recording. Yeah, so the singer took his shirt off. That was pretty exciting. The crowd used their flashlights because they asked them to. So yeah, I really liked the chorus of that song as well. Then they told us that it was one of the guitarist, the guy on the right hand side, first live show. That was awesome. So yeah, and then in the next song, the lead singer held a really long note, so that was super impressive. Really liked the chorus of that song. Had everyone in the crowd crouch down. Okay, so yeah, so he had everyone in the crowd crouch down, and then like he joined the crowd in the middle of the crowd, and he also crouched down. So yeah, so that was pretty cool. And then he had everyone jump up at the end. After that, they covered Sum 41 Fat Lip, which was just like super fantastic. I mean, basically the crowd was singing the whole song, which was super fun. But yeah, it was great. That was a really good cover. And then the last song, this was where the one guitarist screamed, and then they had like at the beginning they had this alternating, it was like lead singer, and then almost like a story in a way. So I thought that was a cool concept. Didn't love it instrumentally though. So yeah, and then at the beginning the words selling out were repeated a lot. So yeah, a lot. But the lead singer did jump into the crowd and make a huge pit, so that was super fun. But yeah. All right, so yeah, so I really, where am I? Okay, so then their next song, I loved the like instrumentals right from the get-go. Really loved that song, like really enjoyed it. And then like some random girl from the crowd went up on stage and just like kind of danced around and took her phone out and started recording all of the band members. So that was like random, and they definitely handled that like really well. They didn't like you know, make it awkward or anything, so that was cool. But yeah, loved that last song. Really good choice, like super good choice for their last one. And so like this is not in any way insulting. I don't want them to take it this way, but their set seemed so long. And then when I looked at my watch, I was like, it's only been 25 minutes in a great way. Like they got so much done. They accomplished so much. They made it feel like a full entire show, but it was only 25 minutes. So I was like super impressed. I thought that that was really cool, that I was like, dang, I was like, they're done already. So yeah, so that was awesome. And I really loved that, you know, at the end of a set, even though there were moments that I wasn't a huge fan of, they still like totally like blew me away. All right, so then Kennyhoopla came out. So there was a long guitar intro. So there was a guitarist and a drummer came in a little bit after the guitarist started, and poor Kennyhoopla came out with his arm in a sling, but he still like right off the bat managed to like spin around and dance. So yeah, a lot of the time he walked back and forth on the stage, and he opened with Silence Is Also an Answer. Thought that was a really good opener. really good choice. After that, he followed up with Sore Loser, which I was super excited to see. And this one, okay, so I know that I love subtle changes, but these were not subtle. He legit just totally changed the pace of the second verse, completely changed the bridge and the ending. The end was fantastic. I was so excited to see the song in general, but then to have it be completely like altered like that, so great. Loved it so much. It was just such a high point, and so early in the show I was super excited because I was basically expecting there to be more of this. So after that, then it was Lost Cause, which was awesome. I was excited to see that one as well. Definitely held some words longer in the first verse, and he let the crowd sing the second chorus. Again, this was definitely more like of a subtle change overall in the first verse, but still changes. I loved that there were changes, and I thought that was awesome. So then he cut that song, the next song, which was, Smoke Break. It's like, what? Smoke Break. He cut the song after the first verse, and I'm pretty sure he was trying to get the crowd more involved. And he was like, yeah, no, you guys need to be better. So then he had the crowd sing the chorus when they finally started playing again. I really loved seeing the bridge live. I thought that was awesome. So again, and it was a good follow-up to Lost Cause, so I liked that as well. Then they played Hollywood Sucks, and he crowd surfed. Okay, so I think what happened, listen, I feel terrible for poor Kennyhoopla. He has a sold out show, and he has like a sprained wrist or whatever, twisted wrist, and his arm is in a sling. But on top of that, there was like tornado warnings in this area, and so I don't know what happened to the electricity. I don't know if it was weather related or venue related. I'm not really sure 100% what happened, but something definitely went wrong. And I'm pretty sure at one point he said, I can't hear anything, which to me was like, okay, so that could be like a mic or a headset issue. But then I like just genuinely think nobody could hear anything, because so pretty much they started Hollywood Sucks and the crowd basically sang the entire song, which was awesome. Don't get me wrong. I did actually really enjoy that. It was so cool to see. But then after, like, it was kind of weird. The song, like, didn't really end, and then the drummer kind of started just freestyling, which happens sometimes at a show when there's a transition, so that wasn't weird. But then that, like, I just feel so bad. You could tell that Kennyhoopla was definitely, like, a little bit anxious, and he was just, like, kind of, like, walking around the stage, and I definitely feel bad. And then he started talking about how the power got cut, and he was thanking us for supporting the local bands and how important it was for him to be able to do that. And then he told us what happened to his hand. He made up a story for the first, it was trying to open a pickle jar, and then he was like, no, that's not what really happened. Okay, so then they redid Hollywood Sucks. He definitely sang more, and then he changed Wisconsin. Wow. He changed Wisconsin to Washington, so that was a fun little twist. And again, the first time the crowd had sang that part, so, you know, of course you didn't notice the difference. So it was cool that we got to see him again do it with Washington instead of Wisconsin. So then he started Survivor's Guilt without any instruments, so I really liked that. I thought that was a cool touch. The bridge was like so amazing. It was super energetic. I loved like the less heavy beginning with just the no instruments, and then it became like super like heavy and energetic in the end. So I really liked the contrast there. I thought that was really cool. So then they played Positive Door, and it was so good, and I really wanted to see that song. I was so excited to see it live. The pre-chorus and the chorus were so fantastic. He definitely changed the second verse. He held notes longer. Like he varied the notes like that were being held, so it wasn't just one like tone. It was different tones. yeah, super fantastic, super fun. Really, really enjoyed that one. And yeah, so I was really excited about that. Unfortunately, the next song was definitely probably my least favorite in the set. I unfortunately didn't get the name of it, so I wasn't really sure of the title, but it definitely would not have been my choice to follow up because I was so excited about the previous song, and then that song just kind of was like, oh. Yeah, I think it was the instrumentals. I wasn't a fan during the verses of the instrumentals, so again, that was definitely a low point for me, unfortunately. Then he asked the crowd for the next song to open up the pit. He went in the middle of the pit for the instrumental part. Loved the screaming after the instrumental part. Again, I don't know the name of that song, unfortunately, but when he got back on stage, he was like, oh, sorry, I had to get my shoe. So he clearly lost his shoe while he was in the pit, which is fantastic and awesome. And just like, that's how energetic DC was. So like, go us, we rocked. The next song was 9 to 5. Really love the instrumentals in the verses. So I thought that was really nice. And then he let the crowd sing certain parts of the bridge, which was super fun. After that, he kind of talked about like how sometimes things feel gray and he wants to feel color. And so he kind of got the crowd really hyped up for the next song, which, listen, you didn't need any hyping. We were all going to be hyped about it. So then he played Dirty White Vans, which was so good. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I was super glad to see that live. He actually signed someone in the crowd's white van. And I actually was in line with a person who was like, oh no, I'm ready. And she showed her white Vans with a permanent marker. So it may have been that girl who like literally just gave him the shoe and she signed it. Or sorry, gave him her shoe and he signed it. So I'm not really sure, but yeah, that may have been what happened. So that would be cool if that was the case. So yeah, so then after that, sorry. Oh, so, okay. So there was definitely an extended instrumental bridge, which was awesome. And he thanked the crowd during that. And then like he definitely super slowed down the chorus, which was awesome. So then like right after that, he started, how can I rest in peace if I'm buried by the highway? But like immediately stopped. And then, so then he had the crowd follow with like do's and das, the same like melody to that song. So that was cool. I really thought that was, we're going the wrong way, guys. Yeah, so that was cool. And then, yeah, so there were no instruments, so the crowd all did that. And then he definitely changed the second verse, which was so fantastic. Like just the lyrics in the bridge, I'm pretty sure were changed. And like at the end of the song, he added lyrics about like being on the person's couch. Like there were just so many great and wonderful things about this song. It was just like amazing. He went into the pit a few times. It really was just like, it's just such a fun song to sing. I really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, that was definitely an awesome song. Definitely the song that got me into Kennyhoopla. So it was really cool to be able to see that live. I hope I can see it many more times. Okay, so the next song, I'm so mad I don't know the name of this next song because I loved the instrumentals of this song. And I thought it was a really solid follow-up to How Can I Rest in Peace If I'm Buried by the Highway. I thought that was a great follow-up. After that, he thanked everyone for coming and apologized for the tech difficulties, which like I thought was really sweet. And he was like, next time I'll do better. And I wanted to be like, no, Kenny, this wasn't your fault. Like, you did fantastic considering what was going on. Your freaking wrist is like sprained and you're rocking out and your like tech goes down. That's not your fault, sir. But I thought it was like sweet and genuine that he apologized. And like, again, I just like felt kind of bad because it was like, dude, it's not your fault. Like, no, don't say that. But so then after that, he was like, I shouldn't do this. No, I can't. I shouldn't do this. I don't want to get arrested. And so I don't know if he was going to say, like, we're just going to keep playing, because I know that there's a noise ordinance and we were nearing the 11 o'clock time. I don't know. But anyway, he then started playing Estella, which was amazing live. Such a great energy. At one point he stopped the song and was like, no guys, I need to feel this. This is my last song. And then he crowd surfed while singing, which was just like super amazing. Like, so, it's just so good. It's just, it was like seeing him in the middle of the crowd, and it was amazing. It was amazing. And he is very good at like looking at everyone in the crowd. I definitely felt like he looked at me personally multiple times. So like he was so good at that. And then to see that while he's singing, while trusting the crowd to hold him up, like, and he's still looking around and making you feel seen, I was like, dang man, that is a skill. So yeah, that was awesome. I really loved that. And again, it's just like, it was such a brief moment in the entire show, and to still make me on the side of the crowd feel seen while he's being held up by the crowd and singing at the same time was pretty impressive. I really, really loved that moment. It was really nice. So then they came back out for one more song, and they played Hollywood Sucks again. So what I'm thinking is he either felt really bad about it and wanted to redo it the right way, or he ends every show with that song. Could that be possible? Like, he plays it in the middle and then like comes back to it just to be like hyped up. And so he crowd surfed again, and then the guitarist with his guitar while playing guitar also crowd surfed. So again, super fun, great way to end the show. Again, super interested to know if he ended any other shows like that. So if you've been to his other shows and you know the answer to that, please feel free to comment. Also, super interesting, he had no lights on stage. And again, I don't know if this had to do with the electricity, like normally there's like a light show for him and he like has it all set up, or if there is no light show. I don't really know. And like, so the only lights were like camera lights. It was interesting. I've never seen an entire show with no stage lights. So yeah, it was definitely interesting. And again, if that wasn't the intention, I feel terrible, but it definitely made his show for DC super unique, which is cool. But yeah, so it was just, I don't know. Again, if you know the answer to that question, whether it was intentional because you've been to another show and he didn't have any lights on for that, or if it is unintentional and you were like, oh no, it was a power issue, I would love to know. So please, please, please comment. All right, score. Okay, whew. So I loved the opening band. They definitely had that one song that I was not a huge fan of, The Missing Piece. Then when Breezy Supreme came out, I really liked a lot of their songs. Again, obviously they had like a low moment for me, but overall really entertaining, really energetic, super fun. And then there's Kennyhoopla, and it's like, he did such a great job, and he had so many things working against him. And there really was only that one song that was not super like wowie, but every other song, wowie, that's a weird word. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm trying to like, I'm gonna give this, I'm gonna give this a 9.0. I loved both the openers. Again, some of the songs were not my cup of tea. I think that the second opener, which was the Breezy Supreme, it was like they started with such great hopes, and then a lot of the middle of this was like, what, for me at parts. And then it was like they ended so strong. So I don't know what would have changed it for me to like it better. It's like, maybe keep those two songs together. I don't know. And then obviously Kennyhoopla had that one follow up to Plastic Door. It was like, oh, you killed my vibe there, Kenny. But again, overall, did a wonderful job. He had a lot working against him, and you know, got to give him all the credit in the world for a fantastic show despite those things. Really loved it. Interested about the ending on Hollywood Sucks, even though he already plays it earlier in the set. So again, I don't know if that was his intention, because that was the song where things started going wrong. So yeah, please comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.